is Avni Rajan, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys and sharing the secret on how I managed to get my work done without feeling overwhelmed, and especially without feeling the need to be re-energized before I start each task. So I'm sure some of you here have heard of some version of this quote, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step." This quote became clear to me only recently because as a high school student, I was overwhelmed with the mountain of goals that I set up for myself. Whether these were goals like improving my grades, or joining clubs and meeting new people, or even learning new life skills that would stay with me for the rest of my life. I found that I was missing a key thing. Despite my enthusiasm with all of my goals, I didn't know how to establish consistent routines. Through high school, we find that motivation can be fleeting and that burnout seem inevitable, like they're right around the corner waiting for us. We'll start the semester off with high hopes, but as our assignments start to pile up and as our extracurriculars demand more and more attention and time, that initial drive that we have slowly starts to dwindle. Let's say that every morning, if I read or if I studied my Spanish vocabulary 10 minutes a day, I found that I improved significantly rather than cramming for a test the night before. And I realized that this is what I was missing. Despite all my motivation, I needed habits. And this is where habits come into play. Habits are what turns simple and easy actions into automatic behaviors. They take less effort and they'll reduce your mental stress as well. So, how many of you here have recently spent the night way up past your bedtime to try to finish an assignment for your teacher or to turn in a project for your boss? Can I get a show of hands? Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I want to share a story of the beginning of this school year. My humanities teacher had assigned an essay and gave us 1 week to complete it. When I was given this project, I approached it thinking, this is easy, an essay. I can do this in a day, maybe even 3 hours. So I kept pushing it, and I kept procrastinating it on and on until it came to the night before it was due. This night, I stayed up until 5 in the morning, trying to find research for it and trying to blend the paragraphs into one another. Not only did I sacrifice my sleep, but I wasn't able to create the best essay that I could have. So I promised myself that the next time that I was assigned this, I would approach it differently. And about a month and a half later, that same teacher assigned the same thing, an essay with the week to complete it. This time, I broke the essay up into bits and pieces. On the first day, I wrote bullet points containing the main ideas that I wanted in it. Then I started my research on each of them. And for the following days, I worked on the body paragraphs. I found that not only did I finish way before the deadline, I was able to turn in my essay to my teacher and receive feedback so that I could submit the best version of it in my final draft. And I was able to do all of this while keeping my stress levels low and without losing any sleep. And I know that there's going to be days where we're all going to feel tired or distracted or just like we don't have any will to keep going on these routines. But these are the days when we have to tell ourselves that consistency does not mean perfection. Even a small effort is better than none. Even reading 5 minutes instead of 10 every day is better than not even picking up your book or not even opening it. So here are 3 things that help me stick to my routines on these days. Number 1, start small. Attempting to overhaul your entire schedule can be daunting. You need to start with small and manageable tasks, like reading just 1 chapter a day, or even setting aside times for a hobby. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, once wrote that tiny changes can lead to remarkable success. When practiced consistently, these tiny bits and pieces will eventually lead to a bigger goal, the one that you're trying to achieve. So let's say each day you improve by 1%. In a year, you'll actually become 37 times better at whatever you want to do. I know it seems like it would be 365%, but it's actually 3,700%. Number 2, consistency is key. Doing the same thing at the same time each day establishes that as a part of your routine. For example, let's say you study for 1 hour each day. This makes it a non-negotiable part in your everyday life. This also, the more you do it, the less of effort it'll take, the less harsher it'll seem because you're so used to it by now. Let's say you read 10 minutes each day, or 10 pages each day. This may take about 20 to 30 minutes, 45 for some of you. But how many books do you think you would finish in a day? How many books do you think you would finish in a year? Maybe it would be 5. Maybe it would be 10. But maybe it could also be 12 to 15. You just don't know what you can accomplish if you're not trying to be consistent each day. And lastly, we have tracking your progress. This can come as visual reminders like a calendar app or a to-do list that you check off each time you complete your tasks. But tracking your progress is essential when it comes to motivating yourself to maintain these routines and to maintain your goals. Let's say that, James Clear also says that you do not rise to the level of your goals, but instead you fall to the level of your systems. And if you're not using systems like tracking your progress, or systems like everyday routines, whether it's reading for 10 minutes, or studying for 10 minutes, or just going and doing your hobby each day, you won't reach your goals because those systems and those routines will act like a lighthouse that will help you navigate your way through this fog. And I want you all to remember that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. And it's up to all of you to take that second step after, and then that third step, and to continuously take all these other steps that will lead you to your goals. I'm Avni Rajan. Thank you.